Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, one of the most effective members of Congress, building up a significant following all across the country. And she was also one of the folks who protested the lying speech of Donald Trump with the joint session of Congress. Well, that didn't sit too well with whiny ass Bill Maher.
Boston, here's Jasmine Crockett, who is, I thought, a big leader in the Democratic Party. Her quote is, "This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up because I'm ready to get on with it." On with what would be my first question. And also, this is the way this is like how a podcaster talks or some shit. Fuck it, man. Can you imagine, I don't know, Obama saying, "Oh, man, dude, this shit is whacked and fuck it. Slap me. I'm fucking over it." No, I mean, come on, man.
Also, there are
Talk about bitch assness. That's Bill Maher. Oh, my God, what must we do? A member of Congress was actually cursing. You got Donald Trump, who gave a speech calling Colin Kaepernick a son of a bitch. You got the language that he's used. Bill Maher, go to hell, you asshole. Mondale, I am so sick of his whiny ass. He wants Democrats to fight. Now he's whining. Oh my God, she's talking like a podcaster. Like, do you know how many members of Congress I've talked to who actually curse? I know preachers who curse. Shut the hell up, Bill Maher. Go smoke a blunt.
He can't smoke a blunt because he is an ass. He's a blunt himself. Listen, a blunt tool for stupidity. Bill Maher, to me, for a long time, has been anti-black. And I know a lot of people say they don't believe that. Bill Maher is racist as hell. This is just a reminder of that. The idea or the audacity of him to have a problem with Jasmine Crockett, who shows up to work more prepared than anybody in every fucking committee she sits on. No one is more prepared than this representative, and I know that. I'm there. I'm watching it. And it's absolutely ridiculous to say something about her saying that when your president talks about grabbing women by their private parts. It's absolutely crazy, some of the stuff I've heard out of his mouth. Also, he might want to pay attention to the world. Mainstream media, his network ain't where most people are getting their news. They're getting them from people like Roland, who are streaming in different spaces. Digital is real. So she understands the climate that she speaks. Also, most of the voters in this country are no longer his age. They're her age, and they absolutely are listening to podcasters. They absolutely are getting their news from other alternative sources. And his problem is she can reach him and he can't. He's been saying the same bullshit white man speak for so long, and she's new to the scene, and her following is powerful, and he can't stand that. His little white balls are bothered by that.
Kelly?
I mean, I echo the sentiments of Mondale. I personally, maybe I'm too young to remember, but I don't recall why Bill Maher is relevant at all, why he was ever relevant at all. So let's start there as far as, how much credence I give his words. But also you have to take into consideration that we've also been complaining about the messaging from the Democratic Party, excuse me, essentially being over the head of many of its constituents, meaning, they're too wordy, they sound elitist, et cetera, et cetera. Jasmine Crockett is a very educated Black woman across the board, and she uses language that other people understand. And I can't think of anything that is more effective than that, right? So just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not going to resonate with anybody else. Really, it resonates with everybody else except Bill Maher, apparently. It's also not lost on me that, frankly, Black women just get a lot of flack from white men for no reason. This is yet another situation of an overqualified Black woman who, Bill Maher clearly feels threatened by, as far as I'm concerned. Like you said, Donald Trump has done God knows what else, like everything else. I mean, grab him by the pussy should have stopped him from running for president right then and there. And yet he bulldozed over that. It's like all of these things that Donald Trump has done and other Republicans have done and other people have done. But when it comes to Jasmine Crockett talking about real issues in a way that real people can understand them, that's when he has a problem. Again, I'm not giving credence to Bill Maher. I'm surprised he still has a show.
I mean, really, Roland, didn't he host Politically Incorrect? Wasn't that his first main show? What is he talking about?
Yeah, that's what it was. Right. So, but he's whining, complaining, whatever. So I'm so over his little wimp ass. I did a show one time, and I think it was October of 2014, November 2014. And this is why I haven't been back on. First of all, I killed it, smoked him. So here's what happened. So during his show, they have two parts. They have the regular show, then they have the overtime show. So I knew that Bill Cosby was going to come up because this is when all the stuff with Cosby was really coming out. So what happened was, first of all, when we came out, I'd actually taken a photo of the audience. He's like, "Oh, stop it. Live in a moment." First of all, I'm a grown-ass man. Don't you fucking tell me I can't take a photo. All right. So what happened was during the show, I looked at my phone. I had taken some notes. On the way there, I had called a rape survivor, and I had called Jeff Gardier, American psychologist, and I had asked him some questions. So I wanted just to be sure that I had the right order of their comments. And so I opened up the notes section of my phone, double checked what they had to say. Well, what happened was when the show was over, he tells someone that I was surfing the internet during the show. So a producer came up to me at the rap party and told me that. And I was like, well, that's a lie. You know me, I didn't give a damn. I walked up to his sorry ass. And I actually said, my understanding that you said this. I said, no, and showed him the note. Now, mind you, he's sitting there with blue cards with notes and stuff on it. So you can check notes and I can't. Haven't been booked since. So that's how much of a punk ass Bill Maher is. Okay. He assumed something, and I actually showed him what the truth was. And then the little punk ever since then, oh, no, we're not going to have him back on the show. Man, get your little punk ass on.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. And right now, we're accepting investors in our $17 million round to revolutionize the future of social media. Today, for just $399, you can own 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. While the big platforms have grown too massive and disconnected from their users, Fanbase is building a platform where creators and users truly come first. We've already raised $4.8 million from everyday investors who believe in this vision, and now you can join them. This is your chance to invest in a social media tech company with over 1 million users that is disrupting media by allowing anyone to reach all of their following and monetize their content from day one. The market is changing, big platforms are failing to serve their users, and Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now. Invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the future of social media.